Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 3 in the Farmers League finals. And currently it is 2-0 for Herr Acker, at least as far as we know. And with me now is our esteemed co-host, Gummibär Grün.
Hello, Peter Host.
I'm very glad that you could join me because none of the others were willing to cast.
Unfortunately, because we have a lot of potential casters beside us.
Yes.
We have the very famous Lily Vanilli. We have this very famous Twitch account, which you might know. And we have Herr, who just returned to our tournaments.
Yes, and he was one of the biggest up-and-coming talents until a few years ago, and then he just disappeared.
So we all know what happened. He got a girlfriend.
Yes. But then, now the question is, why did he return now?
Because he has the girlfriend for 5 years now.
No,
It's more relaxed and
yes.
you get more freedom and stuff like that. I understand that.
Finally play Age again. I mean, then at some point, even with 2 kids, you can play Age, as we can see.
Every evening, it's possible. If you really want to do it, you can do it.
So take note, daddies of the world. Gummibär is clearly able to play each evening, even though he has 2 kids.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this game. So Fredinhiovic was able to choose the map, and he did not choose one of his own home maps, but rather he picked Herr Acker's home map in Arena.
Exactly. It is indeed an interesting choice because for now his victory is not sure.
Yes.
Right? It's like why should he not pick his home map in this moment when it's like 2-0 for Herr Acker?
I think it's a desperation choice. It's like I have to win on this map anyways. So let's see if I can win now. And if I lose, I anyways lose the tournament.
Yeah, I think he is not taking it too serious, unfortunately for him, because he might lose at any point. And Herr seems quite prepared, actually.
Yes, indeed.
And this map might suit him very well because early aggression by Freddy will not arrive, at least in few age.
Indeed, and now we can talk a little bit about the civilizations. So Herr Acker has the Burmese, which is an interesting choice. I don't know what else he picked. Turks. He did pick the Turks, and he didn't use them on Arena. That's interesting.
This is quite interesting, yeah. But this means he might have a certain idea with the Burmese on this map, right? Otherwise, he would certainly choose Turks instead of Burmese.
Indeed, but he's very late to the board,
and he could even make a double board if he is motivated.
That would be fancy. But yeah, he's very late, right? Like 15 pop board lure.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit off. Like, why should you drop the mill before luring the boar?
Yeah, I think he was so focused on bringing in all his deer with the scout that he just forgot.
No, but look at his sheep. His sheep placement is really like he trained that, right? It's like a W almost. And this is why he was so focused on placing the sheep on the right position.
You are right.
That he just forgot about the board.
And now he's already
moving to stone. This is what I imagine. He has something in mind.
But that doesn't make any sense to move on to stone right now.
So, do Burmese have any bonus?
So Burmese have very good monks. So you should just go for monks. But I mean, we can look at the bonuses. I mean, the main one is that the monastery technologies are 50% cheaper. So it's very easy to upgrade your monks. And he also knows where all the relics are. So on Arena, you want to typically focus heavily on the relics in Castle Age, and if you know all the locations, it's that much easier. Now Herr Acker getting housed, but only for a few seconds. But
this board. No! And already with 4 on stone, this means power rush.
Right? And he will lose the board again? No, I think no. Yeah, he lost it again.
No. Oh my god! And all these idle villagers just talking.
Has the 6 sheep here, but he would rather have them idle than collect food from the sheep.
It means he's a little bit nervous, I think, right? I mean, why should he pick 5 villagers on stone right now? It doesn't make sense. Usually you
6. Look at this.
7 even.
7.
So usually you make the transition to feudal age and then you go with villages to stone. Right now, it doesn't make any sense at all.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
You want either very fast to castle age or to feudal to make tower rush.
Yes, indeed. But this is just disastrous for Herr Acker. Meanwhile, Fredinhiovic, I mean, very standard build order, I would say, now consuming his own sheep, and he is on berries. I think he would just go for a normal fast castle style approach. He's now on the way to the feudal age, and I think he will be able to do a nice FC, even going for a second one.
Has Fredinhiovic?
He has the Spanish, and the Spanish, of course, they have gunpowder, so I think that would be a good idea on Arena in general. Go for gunpowder units. And otherwise, they, of course, have the Supremacy Villagers, where the villagers get a lot of extra stats. And then in conjunction with Sappers, they're actually quite strong. However, it's always very difficult to micro the villagers.
Yeah. So yeah, we see nothing special here. He has a house wall already set up on the left.
Yes.
As potential second wall layer.
Yeah, because what he sees is he doesn't see it. Okay. I thought he might see the stone being taken.
He might spot it at some point at least.
Look at this Dark Age 3, Dark Age farms!
Why not taking the sheep right now?
So, for those of you who don't know, it is the food you have in the beginning, if you take all the deer, is enough to go to Castle Age. Straight up fast castle without any farms, or at least not in Dark Age.
And he pushed the deer already, right? So,
yes.
Should have the amount of food in the bag. And he's advancing to fuel with 640 stone in bag.
And only now going for gold, which is super weird. He can drop a castle right now. That is ridiculous.
But would not be able to advance to castle right away.
And he has to sell the stone. Now he has to sell the stone, but it doesn't make any sense. Now, Fredinhiovic, on the other hand, playing very smart, making this second layer of a wall.
Exactly, pressing very intensely on the keyboard in the background, which does not make too much sense on Arena because you certainly don't need this APM.
I think he's booming, and instead of selecting all town centers, he has to select them one by one.
Yeah, might be, or he's just making like a lot of senseless clicks, leading to a good APM, and this way he is making fun of Acker and his slow pace in the game.
That's true. That's what he just did. He just showed us his APM for the last game. He was like, oh, look at this. Acker only had like 30 APM, and I had 80 APM. 70.
70, yeah. But
look at this.
Okay. Interesting choice there. And what is Herr Acker doing right now?
Acker is struggling. He's now going for Market Blacksmith, and it might just be enough to go up to the next age, but he's it's not a very clean build order. He's late on gold.
And then he has 1,000 stone. What are you doing with 1,000 stone there?
No wood. I mean, 5 wood in the bank.
It's not even enough for the farm.
He's not even producing a villager anymore. He's just waiting for the market to be constructed, and now he's up to the next age, and he will be able to drop 2 castles by the time he reaches castle age. But that's just too late.
Maybe this is the plan. You place a castle at some point, and in a complete different location, you could just place another.
Maybe one at home to defend, and then one in the front. But it's very hard to pressure Freddy's base because also he has a very nice map generation with this close wood line here, so it's very easy for him to just wall across here.
Yeah, he could make multiple layers of walls pretty easily.
Yes, because Acker will drop a castle, let's say, over here. He won't even be able to shoot down one of the town centers.
No.
So he will need like 3 castles to pressure Fredinhiovic.
Yeah, a little bit too much there.
Look at this. Now he's able to place 2 castles. Whereas Fredinhiovic is already in Castle Age, already booming, already placing the farms.
Exactly.
Also now a little bit on stone. I think he might even go for 4 or 5 town centers.
Just booming ahead. And Acker has to breach the walls in this moment, actually. Otherwise,
Yes.
Fredinhiovic will be ahead
Yes.
by double the amount of villagers in
Yeah.
a minute.
Yes. With a proper build order, Herr Acker could already have the castle right here, and then maybe drop a siege workshop and then pressure.
No villages are going forward. They should be already in the front of the walls.
I think he's just scared. He's just scared. He has no real game plan here. Now he's in Castle H and nothing in the queue. Not a villager. Now a disgusting defensive castle. Two. Is he at least collecting the relics?
Oh, yes. He has the wood for a monastery and also the gold for some monks. But he is going for the very famous
double. What?
Double castle into, which is the unique unit.
GG, I would say. The Arambai.
Arambai, right.
Yes. Arambai are very strong, but if you cannot breach the walls, then they're useless. Double castle Arambai. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's a good strategy.
So very passive, and on the other side, Freddy is booming, already ahead by 10 villagers, and this number will continuously grow and grow.
Indeed, it will, but he's going to be housed soon. I think he's slipping a little bit in terms of macro. Only 3 town centers by now.
Now being housed. 4 villagers building a house there.
Ooh, that's sloppy. Sloppy. And also, he didn't finish this wall off quite yet. I think Freddy also playing very passively, so I wonder what his strategy is. He's not even going to fight for the relics? I mean, he was very early to Castle Age, then you should at least try to get 3 relics in. But now the first Arambai are out, and they are a menace. 12 attack. And they now have to... So they used to have more attack, now they have less, but now they have the bonus that shots that miss but hit another target deal full damage.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So that's why they're very good against clumped up groups of units.
So they are strong, but have to be micro properly, right? Because otherwise they could be harmed quite easily.
Indeed, but they're very inaccurate, as you can see here. Most of those darts just miss and don't do any damage. So in this case, you should just go closer, because then the accuracy is higher.
It's like the dart championship here, right?
Which Freddy was watching, actually. So he must love this. He's like, darts, right at my doorstep.
So what is the idea here? Like, you need siege to breach the walls?
I mean, you just hope that the darts hit, but they don't hit. Because, just go closer. And scout, I mean, there's like some villager picks that might be possible. Also, the relics have not been touched by any of the players.
But at least a strategy which Acker clearly prepared before the game, right? So
indeed. Now it makes a little bit more sense, but still no sense, because he could have been earlier to the Castle Age. He could already have breached the first layer of walls.
Exactly.
Also put a castle forward. I mean, if you're earlier, you can just put the castle forward. And Freddy is not doing anything. Freddy is just waiting and moving. Only now the 4th TC? I mean, yeah, it's very hard to afford production, but still. Doesn't seem so smooth to me. But Acker should really move closer. I mean, all the shots are missing.
Okay.
This is just... This gate could have been destroyed.
Now he's
a little bit closer.
Yeah, at least a certain amount of Arambai against nothing. Right now, so.
I mean, right now, I love the position of Herr Acker. I mean, he has the units. He's bringing the petard from all the way over from his base. It's also a reason why you should not build 2 castles at home. But he could just easily breach. But I think he wants to batter down this gate and then breach with the petard. No, don't waste the petard here! No!
It's almost done. But he could breach the next layer.
Indeed, he could. Look at this. No villager getting picked off.
Look how fast this wall is breached. It's just a single ram and a lot of Arambai, and Freddy has nothing. So preparing a new layer of walls, but the Arambai will be just in the right distance. And a palisade wall. This will not be up and not be too efficient.
Two wills go down here to the red Arambai, the red menace. But now the first castle is being dropped for Fredinhiovic. But town centers are really forward. This castle doesn't protect too much.
Exactly. So this will certainly stop down the push for now, because as long as Herr is not in Imperial Age, he cannot attack this castle quite well here. But
Indeed.
he will be in the driver's seat anyway.
So one mistake that you see Acker do over and over again is to not split up his units. I mean, just take two Arambai, go over here, see what's here, take two, put them over here, just to see what's happening.
It'd be annoying at the wood line, right? So,
exactly. Also, now finally going for those relics. However, I think it would be better to have the monastery at home and then collect the relics.
Exactly.
Just planning ahead for the future. But yeah, now a lot of pressure here on Fredinhiovic, who has outboomed Herr Acker quite tremendously.
Double villages there. I'm not sure what the plan is in this moment of the game, because he's not thinking about any military.
There is no plan. Look at this. Look at all those villagers just running around, idling, taking the stone. Two castles now here in the farming eco. But yeah, I don't see it for Fredinhiovic. What is his plan?
4 TCs producing.
He's also not going up to Imp. I mean, he has 0 on gold.
The gold is there, so he could take it. He's now moving. No, I thought he was moving.
But now he's not taking any gold at all. And this main gold is here in the front. He can't take that. And Herr Acker is knocking on the door of Fredinhiovic.
So he's feeling comfortable right now, and he knows he has the military advantage, even though he knows that the clock is ticking, because he certainly knows also that Freddy's booming at this moment.
Exactly, and once Freddy reaches a critical mass of villages, critical number of resources, then he will be able to go up to him and push back, and you can already see it reflected in the score with Fredinhiovic being slightly ahead, even though he's under so much pressure.
Yeah. So Acker could reach faster through the walls. I'm not sure but he's waiting. Yeah, he is so hesitant, right, against the castles in the front.
But he needs rams or something to kill the castles. I mean, he's producing more and more manganese, but they're not going to do anything. I mean, he can kill those two town centers, and that's all fair and good.
And Freddy just pressed to Imperial Age.
Did he just buy the gold?
He must have, right?
The Arambai run in, but there's just too many arrows here. Oh, this is terrible, and that's why you scout first.
Okay.
So much HP lost. Now all those Magnals just look very, very silly, because they can kill this town center, but that's all they can do, and one is lost already to the castle fire.
Okay. And the number of Arambai is not growing.
Look at this. The army control is just not there. Getting weak. But at least the relics are being collected for Acker. Only one relic remaining on the map.
2 TCs, no, 3 TCs are remaining.
1, 2,
2 are already cleaned up, or one is still being cleaned up.
But he's going for another one, is Fredinhiovic. What is his plan here? Boom into GG?
So he certainly must have a plan for Imperial Age, right? Otherwise he must have gone already for any military unit.
Maybe he wants to. I mean, he's not even producing a conquistador or anything. So I think he might be going for the Spanish supremacy villages.
Okay. So what do you think? Are supremacy villages enough for this army to attack?
No, I don't think they're good enough if Herr Acker controls this correctly. But I think Herr Acker this unit control is lacking a little bit. Also, now he finally added a second town center. I think he should add more economy behind this, and also think about Imp himself. I mean, he must have realized that Imp is on the way for Fredinhiovic.
Yeah. And
the Mangona's not even finishing this town center is also a big mistake, big blunder here. And look at this.
Supremacy in the queue. And sappers. What is sapper queue?
So sappers actually increases the damage villages do against buildings and also against rams and packed trebuchets. And there's a hidden bonus that Seppers has, that villagers strike down a tree with one hit, whereas they would normally use two. So actually, Seppers boosts the wood gather rate by like 1% or 0.5%.
Who has thought about this bonus? Like genius.
Genius. Yeah, I think it's accidental. But look at this, no army control. You need to put them on stand ground. They lost so much HP. Where is the monk? The monk is here. The monk should heal. And Acker cannot go in. I mean, there's two castles.
So we already have supremacy, right? Supremacy and Seppers is already.
It's already in. But look at this, two mangonels against the castle.
Because we have like Fletching or Bodkin arrow castles, right?
Yes, I mean he can attack Taunted from here. Now the supremacy villages are here, but they're just getting slaughtered.
He has to delete his walls if he wants to really fight this. I mean, still they're super strong, right? I mean, look at this mass of Arambai just needing like minutes to shoot down a single villager. But
it's just like he's tossing away too much HP, too many units. I mean, look at this. He's just running in, and then he should just run through and do some damage here. But look at this, he's just losing everything to the castle fire because he's not putting his units on stand ground. Ranged units should always be on stand ground. And now here comes the blue flood from Fredinhiovic. The villagers are coming. But the problem with the villagers is you have to task them individually. So they might finish off one unit, but then they just stand around idly, and now we see the big fight. Supremacy villagers against the Arambai, but the Acker lost so many Arambai against the castles, and he will lose more against the castles. Look at this, another one getting shut down. And I think converting is just not going to help it against the villagers, because Freddy can just spam them endlessly. And this doesn't look good for Acker because he's also not microing. You have to micro back.
You have to micro back, otherwise you get completely.
But he's like, I need to stand here and wait until my trebuchet is coming. But Herr Acker is just not doing anything at this moment.
Yeah.
Acker, his micro is so bad. I mean, he could have won this game right here, right now. But now the trebuchets are way too late. The upgrades are lacking on the Arambai, like no armor upgrade, not even bloodlines. Does he get bloodlines? I think so, right? Or does he not get it anymore? No, he does get bloodlines, but do they have bloodlines?
I think yes. Right?
This is just ridiculous. Freddy is pushing this back. The supremacy villages actually work, but I think it's more a lack of control from Herr Acker, just losing too much HP.
Also not booming in the background.
Yeah. Now he's trying to place a castle here. Now, I mean, he was just way too late, way too slow. And yeah, I think Freddy could win this. I mean, he just needs to produce more and more villages. He just needs a single unit in this game, 123 villages now. And he's just swarming the map. He's flooding across the arena.
He's going to buildings pretty fast.
Yes, because of the Seppers bonus.
The Seppers bonus is paying out, and his forward castle is just what? At least Herr Acker could have tried a decent move, but this move...
this is just a GG cast.
Why are you putting this castle there?
And if you know your opponent is only making villages, then, I mean, it's not too difficult to counter that. And also, Freddy will just batter this castle down. It will not stay up. Look at this, the HP is going up, but it's also going down very quickly at the same time.
Exactly.
And, I mean, Freddy will just lose so many villages, but he doesn't care. He does not care at all. Acker stuck at 68 villagers, and this castle goes nowhere. But I mean, Acker had all the time in the world to just prep something else behind this, because villagers are not that scary, especially if you have Arambai that can
exactly.
But no upgrades, no follow-up plan.
No
castle.
Upgrades. Yeah, this is right. Yeah. Why don't you have upgrades after like 20 minutes of game?
Yes, exactly. Because villagers, okay, they do 9 damage, so armor upgrade would help a lot, for instance. Elite upgrade, of course. But yeah, and now another desperation castle. But what is this castle? And also the relics, as we said, like they're way too far forward. Like this is just too ballsy.
Yeah, so Herr Acker is in desperation mode in this very moment, but he could have fought it off some point. Like, at
Yeah,
least he has
pretty-
safe walls, he has two
Yeah.
castles there.
Yes.
Like, you don't need to give up right now building forward castles, which doesn't make sense.
I mean, you saw it. The castle was destroyed, and now here the castle will be destroyed again. I mean, it's not even going up. It's destroyed before it goes up because the villagers do so much damage to it. And second castle that Herr Acker loses, and then Herr Acker says no. Herr Acker is really tilted, and Freddy types in GG. Herr Acker types in GG, so Herr Acker wins. That's clear. The first person to type in GG wins.
I thought it typed GG.
So Acker actually, even though he loses this game, he wins.
The third game in the row.
And now we just have to wait for Fredinhiovic to resign because he said GG.
Acker politely also calls GG.
Yes, he was just being polite. Now man-at-arms and knights being added here. No upgrades, nothing. Not even he didn't even make bloodlines for his Arambai. That was ridiculous. And now the game is over and Acker wins.
So certainly Freddy's won. We see it at least here at the score.
Yeah, because Acker saw that Freddy was not resigning. So he resigned instead. What a game, what a performance. Here
Interesting strategy as well.
I mean, Acker just blundered this. I mean, he had 30 Arambai. He could have just microed a little bit, but he just did nothing. He just stood there and took it. Ridiculous. I mean, but yeah, Freddy now is still behind 2-1. So let's see what the next game brings.
Oh my god.